right, shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodah, Shalom Yom. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone who teach in what is last days and who are the true leaders of Israel, whether you conceive it or not, who taught me this 100% truth. I want to give a strong shalom to all the Akim on the four corners of the earth, puts his word of truth and sincerity, making the call and election sure, making the bodies of sacrifice, as well as the large multitude of men, women, and children who the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Better known as the righteous one-third, come back to the faith and obedience of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And I also want to give a humble salutation to the elect in the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, no matter what your outside appearance may be. All right, this is Brother Mashal. Come back at you with a quick and transit lesson, or quick pre-camp lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, representing the Cleveland Branch of Great Millstone. I want to say Tawadi Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for getting the spirit and having the mercy for allowing me to do this lesson. And usually, lessons really don't pop in my head like this, but this word popped in my head, specific word popped in my head, and that word is anticipation. So I'm like, damn, that's deep. Being able to anticipate things. Okay, now the scriptures talk about a prudent man. All right, now prudence goes back to looking well to your going. You know what I'm saying? Looking towards the future and making decisions now to affect that. Okay, being prudent. All right, you can blue letter that. All right, so when you anticipate things, you're being a prudent man. Okay, and that's applying wisdom. Now, what did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai said, basically to be prepared because he comes as a thief in the night. Okay, so what are we doing now? We're anticipating the coming of Yahweh Shai. So what do we do? The scriptures talk about, the scriptures talk about, having your garment spotless, being blameless at the coming of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so how would you make yourself to be blameless at the coming of Yahweh Shai? By what? By being prudent, by anticipating his coming. Okay? The scripture talk about in 1 Peter the 5th chapter about being sober, because your adversary the devil walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay, so what do? You anticipate stumbling blocks. Okay? You anticipate the people you love betraying you. Okay, Yahweh Shai already knew that Judas Iscariot was going to betray him from the foundation of the earth. All right. So we have to be in anticipation mode, man. Okay, not walking around like the blind grope at that noonday. This is why we continue to push the C hip, okay? Revelation 13 and 16. All right, this is why we continue to push unity is brothers that's on the same doctrine, speaking the same thing, of one mind. Okay, because when you go against that, you're not being anticipatory. You are taking things as they come, and that's not a good way to live. Okay, because when you anticipate things, you can actually have scenarios where how you can combat that, get out of that. All right. The scripture talk about the Lord in 1 Corinthians the 10th chapter, that the Lord making a way for you to escape. He will not tempt you above that you are able. All right. So when we apply that to how we think, because we know the Lord got our back, the Lord has the elect's back. Okay, but how are we thinking, man? How are we operating? What the scriptures talk about, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, but his brother just seeing a woman with a big butt, you know what I'm saying, and a nice rack, and all of a sudden now he lose all sense of wisdom. All right, not anticipating that the woman's a demon, man. Not anticipating that she could be there to set you up. All right, same thing goes for the women too. Anticipating, man. You know, that's why the scripture says in the book of Ecclesiasticus to if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first. Because when you prove somebody, you anticipate how they're going to react. All right, so if I was to prove you, and that's why and it also says to and be not hasty to credit them. Okay, so if I'm anticipating, let's say somebody in the world, not paying me back money, you know what I'm saying? Because, in the truth, brother, hey, you do what you can for a brother, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect nothing back. You know what I'm saying? But for a nigga in the world, hey man, where my money at, man? You know? But you have to anticipate you not getting paid back, man. Okay? This is why the old saying goes that don't lend somebody nothing that you expect back. Okay, because it may not happen. So don't give nobody $20 if you need that $20. Okay, you got to anticipate that not coming back. Okay, so this is why when we anticipate things, we kind of put ourselves in a position where we understand the result. All right, now, like I said, we anticipate the coming of Yahweh Shai. Now what is the ramifications of you not doing what the Lord said? Okay, if you doing right now, if you anticipate you not doing the right things, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get destroyed, man. Okay, you're gonna be the ones that's cast out into outer darkness. Okay, you're gonna be the one that's gonna be weeping and gnashing of their teeth. Okay, but if you anticipate Yahweh Shai coming back and you're doing good, okay, what do you anticipate, man? You anticipate getting beamed up, right? We anticipate those things, man. Okay, we believe those things. We wait for those things. All right, so this is why this word just popped up in my head, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna do a lesson on this, a quick one. You know what I'm saying? Just for edification's sake, man. Okay, anticipation is key because that makes us a prudent man or a prudent woman. Okay, what did Yahweh Shai tell the disciples? He said, watch. Meaning what? Be attentive. Right? Watch what's coming. Don't get blindsided. All right, because hey, what happens when you don't anticipate? If you having beef with somebody in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, when you was in the world, you having beef with somebody, and they get all aggressive. What, you gonna stand there with your hands down? No, you anticipate that person punching you. Okay, you anticipate that, man. Now you're ready. Come on, man. Fucking Edomite, man. God damn. Niggas on my damn nerves, man. But yeah, you anticipate that, man. You anticipate a fucking Edomite doing some silly shit, man. Why? Because that's in their nature. You anticipate a wicked 2/3 betraying you or lying. Okay? Because what? That's in 2/3 nature. All right, so anticipation, man. That's what we need. That's what we have to have. Okay, because Yahweh Shai is coming like a thief in the night. All right, so what do? We anticipate that, man. Okay, and we make sure that we got our all our ducks in a row to the best of our ability. All right? It's not time for you to walk, asshole. Yeah, kind. So I'm pulling up the camp right now. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and infinite worship to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash Shalom Yom. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone. I'm going to say Kwame Sharala, Abba Baba, Shalom.